And we are live. Today is National Nurses Day and the beginning of National Nurses Week. So I am standing with the American Nurses Association in recognizing the vast contributions and the positive impact of America's 4 million registered nurses. So on this live stream, I'll tell you a little bit about what nurses do and where you can find them. Keep watching. If you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan, Community Public Health Nursing retired. I've been a registered nurse for longer than I care to tell. And I teach women to make wise home health and beauty decisions. So if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. And tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you're joining me on the replay, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find some value from this content. And if you're here on the live stream, how you doing? It's always good to see you. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat all of a sudden. So National Nurses Week is celebrated every year on May 6th, and it goes until May 12th, which is Florence Nightingale's birthday. And for those of you that don't know, Florence Nightingale is considered the founder of modern nursing, and she occupies a very prominent place in nursing's history. So that's why we start on May 6th, which is National Nurses Day, and we end on May 12th, which is the birthday of Florence Nightingale. So where do you find nurses? The answer to that question is everywhere. Where you live, where you work, where you play, and even where you worship. You will find nurses in every healthcare setting, providing care to millions of people. For just a little bit of trivia, 1 in every 100 Americans is a registered nurse. Now that's a lot of nurses. 1 in every 100 Americans is a registered nurse. And nurses are close to patients. They're usually at the bedside when you're born, and there's usually a nurse nearby when you die. And the practice settings for nurses is varied. You can find nurses in hospitals, in schools, home care, private practice, and clinics, long-term care facilities, hospice, and more. Like I said, nurses are everywhere. 4 million registered nurses make a huge impact and comprise the largest group of healthcare professionals in the U.S. And nurses are also one of the most trusted professions. Something else you probably don't know about nurses is that they are highly educated professionals. They can become certified in a wide range of clinical specialties and patient care populations. Positions can vary from direct care to executive leadership, to research, and even into academia and healthcare policy development. That means nurses can work at the bedside, providing direct care such as admission and discharge processes, patient assessment, medication administration, wound and IV management, charge nurse duties, and that kind of thing. But then I have friends who work for pharmaceutical company involved in research. Some of my nursing associates work in the community setting, in the home. Some work in the community setting in schools as a school nurse, and then some work in prisons as the provider for healthcare in those settings. So one of my friends could be the nurse at your child's school. I have friends who work as nurse practitioners. They are advanced practice nurses, and they specialize in particular areas such as family practice, or maybe geriatrics, or maybe women's health. They might work in a physician's office, they might manage a clinic, or they might set up their own practice. As an advanced practice nurse, the sky is the limit. I'll tell you, one of my nieces worked as a nurse anesthetist. That means she's providing anesthesia for surgical procedures. And you'll also find registered nurses in the boardroom and on Capitol Hill, helping to shape and make policy that directly affect your healthcare. So the tagline for this year's National Nurses Week celebration is 4 million reasons to celebrate. And it's in recognition of the 4 million registered nurses that we have in the United States. And it serves as an open invitation for you to say thank you to registered nurses for enriching your lives and the world we live in. So let's celebrate nurses' commitment to addressing the public health challenges to transform healthcare to focus on health and wellness and not just curative care. That means we'll do more on the front end. We'll do more with health promotion and disease prevention strategies so that we can prevent people from getting sick rather than on the back end and looking at curative care. Let's celebrate nurses' commitments to delivering culturally competent care and increasing the diversity and inclusion in nursing. That means we want to have a population of nurses that mirror the population we serve. And we're committed to do what we need to do to get there. Let's celebrate nurses' groundbreaking work as researchers, as executives, as educators, and as innovators on both the national and global scene, on national and global initiatives. And let's celebrate nurses' influence in shaping health policy decisions. Policies that ensure that all Americans have success, or rather have access to high quality and affordable health care. And let's celebrate nurses for the work they do in the Safe Sleep Initiative. Have you ever had a nurse do something for you that you wish you could say thank you for? Well, tell me that in the comment section below. But if your answer to that question is yes, and you want to know what you can do to thank a nurse, well, you can do something as simple as stopping by your local Hallmark store and picking up a greeting card for National Nurses Day and delivering it to wherever that nurse works. Or you can send a card to the healthcare area where you get your healthcare, the hospital, the clinic, the physician's office, and just say thank you for what the nurses do. Or you can write a letter to the editor of your local newspaper, an open letter that just says thank you for what nurses do everywhere. And of course, cookies and chocolate is always appropriate. Just drop it off wherever you get your health care, or at the local hospital where you may sometimes get health services. And let me take this opportunity to thank my YouTube sisters for what they do to provide solace and hope for the patients they serve. There's Lacey at Lacey Space. There's For Lisa at Homebody with For Lisa, Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living, and Cal at Cal's Talk. And there are so many other YouTubers out there, so many other creators in the YouTube community that are my sisters in nursing. So I want to wish all of you a happy Nurses Day. And if I forgot to mention anybody, I'm sorry about that, but this greeting goes to you as well. So happy Nurses Day to all of my sisters out there in the YouTube creator community. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. And if you also have infants somewhere in your home or in your family, I would just like to add that I am a big advocate for the safe sleep concept. I've made a series of videos on the Fisher-Price Rock and Play recall where 32 infants died as a result of their rock and play sleepers. And I will link those videos in the description box so that you can take a look at them, because whether you have babies in your home or you have family members with babies in their homes, you need this information. So like I said, if you don't need it for yourself, you need it for someone else. We need to do all we can to keep those little babies safe. So until next time, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye and wishing all of my nursing sisters a happy Nurses Day. I'll see you in the next video. And now we just jumped on. We've got Wendy, always busy. Hey, Wendy, thank you for jumping on. And you are quite welcome. This is the day you can say thank you to all those nurses that have ever offered you a service. Do you have any questions about nursing or Nurses Day? I can take a minute or two to answer a few if you do. And if not, I'll just go ahead and I'll see you guys later. Bye.